There's a moment every man remembers, even if he pretends he doesn't. That split second when a woman wraps her arms around you from behind, and your heart drops because you don't know if it's love or something far more complicated. You felt it, didn't you? That sudden warmth, that shock, that surrender. And yet, that tiny flicker of confusion you never admitted to anyone. As a psychologist, let me tell you something no woman will say out loud. A hug from behind is never just a hug. It is one of the most revealing nonverbal confessions a woman makes. And most men have no idea what they're actually feeling in that moment. You think she's being cute. You think she's being playful. You think she's just showing affection. But beneath all of that, something much deeper is happening inside her. Because when a woman comes up behind a man quietly, gently, with her arms sliding around your torso, she's abandoning her defensive position. No eye contact, no control. She's giving you her vulnerability first. And that alone says more than any "I love you" whispered into the dark. That behind the back embrace is her instinct speaking before her mind can interfere. It's raw, it's unfiltered, and it reveals what she feels when she thinks you're not watching. A woman hugs you from behind when her heart trusts you more than her words do. But trust isn't the only emotion she's communicating. Sometimes she's telling you she's afraid to lose you. Sometimes she's signaling she wants more closeness than she's been receiving. Sometimes she's grounding herself against you because you are her emotional anchor. Whether you know it or not, men think they're the logical ones. But women communicate their deepest truths in moments you overlook, and this is one of them. When she hugs you from behind, pay attention to how her body feels. Is she holding you softly like she's resting? Is she pressing tightly like she's trying to disappear into you? Is she silent? Does she sigh? Does she linger longer than she needs to? Every detail is a confession. A soft, slow hold is comfort. She feels safe with you. A tight, almost desperate grip is emotional fear. She's not saying it, but she's scared of something. Losing you, losing the relationship, losing your attention. A lingering hug with her face against your back means she's overthinking. And you're the only place her mind finds peace. She may never explain it. She may not even fully understand it herself. But her body tells the truth before she ever will. And what's even more powerful is this. A woman only hugs a man from behind when she believes he carries a strength she can lean into. Not just physical strength, emotional strength, stability, presence. You might not feel like that man every day, but in that moment, her moment, you are. And the way you respond determines everything. Her security, her connection, her desire, her trust, even her long-term attachment to you. Before you react, pull away, or joke it off. Understand this. She chose your back because she wanted your heart without needing your eyes. There's a reason that a woman's hug from behind feels different from any other touch she gives you. And it's because it comes from a deeper, more instinctive place inside her psychology. Most men never recognize it because you're taught to look for the obvious signs, words, actions, gestures in front of you. But a woman's truth doesn't live in what she shows you face to face. It lives in the moments she thinks you aren't analyzing, the moments she assumes are too small to matter. And this one small act, her arms sliding around your waist from behind, reveals more about her emotional world than an entire month of conversations. When a woman hugs you from behind, she's stepping into a position of complete emotional vulnerability. Think about it. She can't see your facial reaction. She can't predict what you'll do. She can't brace herself if you reject her, pull away, or go silent. She exposes herself to all of that, just to be close to you in a way that feels emotionally pure. A woman will only take that risk when the craving to feel connected to you overrides her fear of being misunderstood. But there's another layer, one most men never consider. A behind-the-back hug is a silent way of asking, "Are you mine?" Not in a controlling way, not in a possessive way, in a deeply emotional way. It's her seeking reassurance that what she feels for you isn't one-sided, that the bond she senses between you is real, and not something she's imagining alone. Women long for emotional certainty the way men long for respect. That hug isn't childish affection, it's emotional clarity. In her world, touch is language. And in that moment, she's speaking a sentence she doesn't have the courage to say out loud. There's also something profoundly grounding about the way a woman places her body behind yours. When she rests her head between your shoulder blades or presses her cheek into your back, she's not just embracing you, she's borrowing your calm. She's aligning her nervous system with yours. You become her stillness when her mind won't quiet down. Men underestimate how deeply women feel stress, self-doubt, anxiety, emotional overload. They hide it behind smiles, behind productivity, behind kindness. But when she hugs you from behind, that mask slips for a few seconds. She lets you carry the emotional weight she's been holding alone. And here's something you were never taught. If she hugs you from behind without saying a word, something is happening inside her heart. It could be love, it could be fear, it could be a longing for connection that she doesn't know how to express verbally. But it's always something real. Her body doesn't lie, her silence doesn't lie, her instinct doesn't lie. The real question is, are you listening? Most men aren't. They freeze. They shrug it off. They think it's cute, but never consider the emotional depth behind it. And when a man fails to notice what a woman is really communicating, she slowly stops communicating at all. Most men don't realize this, but the way you respond in the moments after she hugs you from behind can completely change how connected she feels to you. Women don't fall for a man because he's perfect. They fall for how he makes them feel when they're at their most unguarded, moments like this one. And when she wraps her arms around you from behind, she's giving you a chance to make her feel understood in a way she rarely experiences. Think about what that position means for her. She can't see your face. She can't read your reaction. She can't gauge whether you're annoyed, distant, or secretly relieved. All she has is the way your body responds. A small shift, a deep breath, your shoulders relaxing, your hand reaching to hold hers. That's all she can read. And to her, those tiny signs are everything. A woman who hugs you like that is revealing something delicate. She's saying without words, I feel safe here. I trust you. Please don't pull away. Please don't make me feel stupid for wanting closeness. Even if she doesn't fully understand it herself, her nervous system does. Her subconscious does. Her heart does. And here is the part no one teaches men. When she hugs you from behind, she's usually responding to something emotionally subtle that happened earlier. Maybe you seemed distant. Maybe you were lost in your thoughts. Maybe she sensed your frustration. Women pick up on emotional shifts the way men pick up on physical threats. Her hug might be her way of saying, are we okay? Even if nothing dramatic happened. Some women do it when they're proud of you, when they're quietly admiring you from behind and feel this sudden urge to let you know. Others do it when they're scared, scared of losing you, losing the connection, or losing the version of you she fell for. Some do it because they've been holding in emotions all day, and in your presence, they finally let themselves exhale. But here's the truth most men never realize. A behind-the-back hug is her way of reconnecting the emotional cord between you. She's reattaching her heart to yours. She's aligning herself with you in the most vulnerable way possible without needing you to look at her, question her, or ask her what's wrong. It's intimacy without demand, connection without pressure, and the way you respond shapes her entire emotional reality. If you relax into her, if you gently place your hand on hers, if you lean back even slightly, if you acknowledge her presence with a quiet smile or a deep breath, she feels chosen, she feels seen, she feels like she matters in your world. But if you tense up, if you freeze, if you act confused or detached, it sends a message she'll never forget. Not because you're wrong for not knowing what it means, but because to her, that moment was huge, and she hoped it was huge to you too. A woman's love doesn't disappear suddenly. It fades when too many of her silent attempts at closeness go unnoticed. There's a truth about women that most men never hear, and it's this. A woman doesn't fall in love through grand gestures. She falls in love through moments of emotional recognition. And a hug from behind is one of those moments she hopes you'll recognize, even if she never says a word about it. She doesn't need you to give a speech. She doesn't need you to solve anything. She just needs you to feel her presence and respond with the kind of quiet strength that makes her heart unclench. Because to a woman, that hug isn't random. It's not impulsive. It's not meaningless. It's a bridge she's building toward you. She's testing whether the space between you is safe enough for her soul to rest in. She's asking silently, if I let myself fall into you, will you hold me, even if just for a moment? And the beautiful part is, your response doesn't require perfection. It doesn't require knowing the right line or the right gesture. It just requires presence, a deep breath that tells her you're there, a subtle lean that shows you're not pulling away, a hand on hers that says, I feel you. Men underestimate how powerful these tiny responses are, but women feel them deeply because they speak to something ancient in their emotional wiring. The need to feel safe with the person they give their heart to. When you respond from a place of calm strength, something shifts in her. Her worry loosens, her overthinking quiets, her defenses drop. She feels home, not because you said the right thing, but because you didn't run from her vulnerability. And that moment becomes part of how she sees you, part of how she trusts you, part of how she attaches to you. But here's the other side, the side men rarely consider. When she hugs you from behind and you don't respond, or you stiffen, or you stay emotionally neutral, she won't get angry. Most women won't even mention it. Instead, she'll retreat into herself and try to rationalize your silence. Maybe he was tired, maybe he didn't notice, maybe I shouldn't do that again. And slowly, without either of you realizing it, she stops reaching out in those quiet, emotional ways. Not because she stopped caring, but because she stopped feeling welcomed. And no woman wants to feel like her affection is an inconvenience. You don't need to be the perfect man to make her feel loved. You just need to recognize her silent language, especially the ones she expresses. Through touch. Because behind every behind-the-back hug is a woman who feels something real, something raw, something she's trusting you enough to share. So, let me ask you something personal. The next time a woman wraps her arms around you from behind, will you truly be there in that moment with her? Or will she walk away wondering if her heart is safer kept to herself? Tell me in the comments, what do you think a woman feels when she hugs a man from behind? And if this video spoke to you, make sure you like, subscribe, and share it with a friend who needs this message.